Anthony, come look at this.
What is it?
There's help wanted right here.
I mean, good hours, decent workspace, decent pay. I mean, it feels like it has everything we need. Should I send our applications? All right. All right, I sent them in.
Now we wait.
Yep. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Anthony.
It's nice to meet
Fine.
you.
Finally, we starting.
Yeah, we're starting. Um, we're making this show podcast thing. Well, I mean, I initially suggested it because I've been wanting to like just sort of have something like this where I'm just talking to a camera, and then I roped Anthony along because why?
I don't know. I never thought we'd get this far. I never thought we would do something. And I never got to get started. Took a long time.
Yeah, it did take quite a while. A lot of it was just talking about it before we actually like
Yeah.
committed to anything.
The first thing we're doing. Not the first thing, but first filming.
Yeah, first filming.
First time on camera. Pretty nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Don't
it's
be
fine.
nervous. It's just talking to yourself,
Yeah.
basically.
It's fine.
But this whole thing is hopefully going to be something that we do for a while. I really do think we can do it for a while.
I think we can.
I would like to.
Yeah.
But it's all provided. It's the name of it.
Yeah.
We're hoping to talk about just our general interest. Our big thing is talking about movies. We do really like movies.
Yeah.
But I expect a bunch of things, really. But today we wanted to talk about
Do you start a timer?
action movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Action movies specifically. Mainly just like the state of them. Because there's quite a lot going on in terms of action movies. There's a lot of talk about it,
Yeah.
I would say. You recently watched Fall Guy, which is basically...
A love letter to a stunt at work, which is underappreciated right now in the industry.
Yeah,
But-
usually.
And we're getting there. It's getting up.
It's finally an Oscar category.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Even though it should have been since like the early 80s,
Yeah.
honestly. With movies... Or I mean, we were talking about Mad Max also earlier.
Yeah.
But it just goes so underappreciated.
Yeah.
And it sucks that that's the case. Because there's a lot of work. People
lot.
break bones. Jackie
Yeah.
Chan alone.
That whole like
Just a random...
Hong Kong 80s like
Yeah.
like what's I don't know, a couple movies like what's that one Gun Fu thing?
Yeah, Gun Fu.
Like just that crazy shit. Can we say shit? Probably.
Probably.
But yeah, all that stuff. It's underappreciated. It should be definitely more like people breaking their ass just for one scene. Kind of crazy.
I brought up Jackie Chan because I completely forgot about him. Actually, I should have mentioned him sooner. But like, he had his own like professional stunt team with him in his Hong Kong years, early like filmmaking years, and it's really impressive what he was able to do. There's constantly he just has this really good sense of rhythm in setting up his fight choreography and his stunts. There's that one specific stunt. I can't remember which film it's from, but everyone knows it. It's where he's at the top of this like huge building, and he slides down this pole, and he takes down like those lights. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I don't remember that movie.
He takes down the lights, and then eventually he like crashes down into like a glass room, and then like he broke like a bunch of bones from that or something like that.
My favorite stunt from Jackie Chan is when he's jumping through the ladders.
Yeah.
I think it's underappreciated how many takes how many tries that took.
That's one thing that he always talks about. He'll say like, "No, I'm not a good director. I just take the like you can do this. You can.
You can just take the
It's just about how willing you are to actually fully get it."
Yeah.
And then you look at so much B-reel from the movies that he's made, and it's like constant take after take after take.
It's getting hit all the time.
That's another thing that he's really good at. That's one thing that I feel like isn't talked about in action movies as well, is just the personality it can have in a movie.
Yeah.
Because when you think about action movies, I feel like there's always a generic movie that comes to mind.
Yeah, like some Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
Or,
anything like that. Not bashing on Marvel. I don't want to
Yeah.
be that podcast.
that guy.
But there's a certain like tone that you can just really quickly get, like or like I said just now, Mad Max
Yeah.
has a really like tight form. Mainly talking about the newer movies, Fury Road and
Yeah, Fury
recent
Road.
Furiosa.
Yeah.
They do this thing called center framing, where if you look at like a Michael Bay film, where the editing is extremely chaotic,
Yeah.
and that's a style alone. I'm not saying that as a bash or anything.
Yeah.
It's extremely chaotic. So many things are happening all at once. There's no real like organization to how things are like ordered.
Yeah, I just watched my first Michael Bay movie recently, which was Bad Boys. I never
Bad
seen
Boys.
Transformers or anything before that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like constant blowing stuff up. It's just random.
The cans of ether.
Yeah, cans of ether. Forgot the name already. I watched it literally yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not that great for the first movie, but
I mean, it put them on the map.
I like the second one so far.
Yeah.
It's pretty good actually. Like I understand why people like it more for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one, it was rough. It was rough. It felt like a TV show.
It did.
More than a movie. Maybe it was the runtime or how it was set up. It was for sure set up like a TV show, like supposed to be a TV
It
show.
definitely felt like that. Like
Yeah.
it could be like just like a buddy cop TV show.
Yeah.
Which I think that was just sort of the vibe. It was supposed to capture that sort of like Magnum PI,
Yeah.
Miami Vice, whatever.
Yeah.
But what was I just saying? Oh yeah, the editing of it, like
It's
that.
insane.
It's really crazy. Like there's always shaky cam.
Yeah.
But you compare that to something like George Miller, who, and this has been said to death, I just want to say, but like center framing, where like it's tracking where an audience is looking. Where like if a car is going left to right and the next shot, you're gonna have something that's already where your eye is, or at least it's following where your eye is gonna be.
Yeah. Following the car.
Yeah, following
Yeah.
a car, following a character running. And it just makes for a really sound experience, and I feel like that goes overlooked quite a lot. The editing portion, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very clear because I want to say, I'm not sure if it happened with the last Oscars, but because I didn't see them, but the year previous, the 2023 Oscars, or 2022?
What are you talking about?
Where basically they just completely skipped over the editing Oscar.
Oh, I don't remember. I think
It really upset me.
I'm not really a big fan of the Oscars.
I can't say I am either, but if there are enough films that like caught my eye that year, or if there are enough films that I actually watched that are
That's true.
going for it, then I'd definitely try and
Like
tune
this
in.
most recent one, like Godzilla minus one. I was really excited for them to get that Oscar.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like it was kind of obvious they're gonna get it because it was such a great film.
it was really great. Really sound.
Yeah.
I loved watching it. Mainly just because like it really like captured that old feeling, as
Yeah.
well as just having a really sound plot.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone glosses over like the actual like human plots in most like
Yeah.
those types of movies where it like goes over just
They want to focus on the monster. Like,
yeah, everyone just wants
have
to
you
focus
seen
on the monster.
Shin Godzilla?
I don't think I have.
It's basically just Godzilla, but like he evolves through the movie.
Okay.
But tell me, like, if you asked me to name something from the human plot, would not remember anything, dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit. I remember they like running through a tunnel at some point, but then like the cool part is just seeing Godzilla like grow from like a fleshy little like fish into like a big giant Godzilla. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Godzilla minus one is great.
Yeah.
You know, it actually kept me engaged for the human stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because like they actually made you care about it.
Yeah.
It's not just like very well. I mean, they're obviously like tropes, but like it takes the time to actually like tell you this guy's story.
Yeah.
And care about the characters around him. Moving back on what action movies are like today. Oops. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a really special thing about like the older films compared to the newer that I feel like gets lost through, I guess, our
As time goes
progression.
on, Yeah.
Progression in like in computers and things like that and CGI. And again, I'm not trying to bash like CGI. I think it's really important to have it at this point.
CGI can be great.
It's a really strong tool. But I feel like there are lots of films that sort of heavily rely on it,
Yeah.
which I understand sometimes. Like if they have the budget and they want to use it like critically, I want to say I I get the feeling that CGI is like one of the first places that they go to.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I have no idea, but it just feels so unfortunate because you look back on like practical effects and like huge stunt coordinating teams, and it just it in a lot of ways it doesn't match up to or today doesn't match up to what it used to be.
Yeah.
And there's so many I mean, like practical effects alone. I just want to talk about that real quick. Like it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
What's possible.
Miniatures, all that stuff. It's great.
Miniatures are great. I'd like to praise Michael Bay for like, because like as much as people hate how many explosions and like use of slow mo that he uses, like that's still real.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people like about his films is that like, oh yeah, they actually like blew this huge building up.
Yeah,
this building full of orphans.
Yeah.
This real building full of orphans.
Little babies dying.
They killed them.
I remember.
I was there.
Outside.
It was really, it was just really great to see that actually happen because it made you think like, wow, these people really care. And I think people look back on that with that sort of same mentality of like, these people really cared enough to do this. And so whenever they see the CGI, there's not enough credit going to those CGI artists.
Yeah.
And people working behind the screens.
There's like the Oscar for like best CGI effects, but I feel like that's like almost like the shortest time they get. Like they don't really get that much recognition, you know. But they still get an Oscar, which is cool, I guess.
I mean, that's a prestigious award.
That is.
It's a prestigious award according to the Academy.
Yeah, to the Academy. Whoever the fuck the old people.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I always say that I'll like look up who actually votes for them, but I'm not actually sure.
Never done it.
I know it's the Academy.
Yeah.
But
who is the Academy?
Who is the Academy?
Yeah.
But obviously, doesn't stop me from watching and appreciating, and also pointing to Oscars as in like, oh yeah, this movie won an Oscar. Whenever I try and like recommend a movie or like I'm talking about one.
Mm-hmm. But like with CGI, I think it's just safer for stuntmen and it's people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like on set, you don't want like someone to get hit by.
We want to break as little amount of bones.
You don't want to kill anybody. You don't want to shoot them with a gun.
Yeah.
With a blank.
With a blink.
Yeah, and like in the face.
Oh, there was Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. You don't want that happening anymore.
No.
Yeah, you just want everyone to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Which CGI brings to the table is being safe.
That's true.
Like back to Jackie Chan, they were breaking shit. They were fucking breaking shit every day.
Yeah.
You know? They were like veterans of that shit, and now they break less bones because of CGI and stuff like that.
I feel like there's less talk about like just stunt teams in general. Obviously, there are always going to be like really cool stunt teams.
Yeah.
But and like movies where you can definitely see that they tried to pay off on that.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to point out Marvel's Shang-Chi.
I fucking love that movie.
Like the fighting choreography was supposed to be like an homage to the sort of like classic like kung fu films, Jackie Chan films.
Yeah.
I wish I could say more and not just look like a poser, but I really have only seen Jackie Chan's like Hong Kong films.
The last Jackie Chan movie I watched was The Foreigner.
Really?
Yeah.
That was but that was like a Hollywood.
That was a Hollywood thing. He's like super old, so he can't really do stuff, but he's still cool as fuck. Like he just moves around, like shoots people.
Yeah.
And like he's smart, in the movie.
The last Jackie Chan film that I watched, I want to say was what was it called? Super Cop.
Oh, Super Cop! I haven't watched it in a long time.
Super Cop 2, actually. Yeah. It was really, really great. That is probably that movie's probably home to one of my favorite like fight choreography sequences where he's getting chased down by all these guys who are his stunt team, and it's a benefit that he has his own personal stunt team because then he just integrates them into his films, and there's just that muscle memory.
Yeah.
As opposed to in Hollywood where they'll probably like outsource for stunt teams or stunt men, stunt women, stunt people.
Yeah.
And so there's just not that much synergy between them. But he has them, and then he is in a sort of like playground place, and that's another thing that he's really great at is just integrating environments. It's not always about just like two guys fighting.
Yeah.
one of his biggest assets is his ability to integrate the things around him, and it's really obvious once you actually pay attention. But
So just a good time.
it's a great time.
Yeah.
It's always a great time, and that's what I think action movies should always strive for, or at least what a good action movie should always strive for is like an enjoying time.
Yeah.
Like times where you're saying like, how do they do this?
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. Like I haven't like my favorite action movies are the ones that don't feel like action movies and are kind of comedies, like Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz
Is my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's great. It doesn't feel like an action movie till like the last couple minutes, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still hilarious and great effects.
What's funny is that the whole Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, by the amazing Edgar Wright, he made those movies as sort of love letters to the specific genres that they're going off of. So Hot Fuzz was the buddy cop film.
Yeah.
And there's obviously the like, do you want to watch Point Break or Bad Boys 2?
Yeah.
And there's specific shots from Hot Fuzz that are like direct inspiration from Bad Boys 2 and Point Break. Obviously, when he shoots the sky because he loves him so much, but no, he can't shoot him. But apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, or if you know, or I'll correct myself later if I find out. But one of the most expensive shots in the movie was the one that was an homage to the scene in Bad Boys 2 where they're like talking down to a punk, and then like the camera is like super far zoomed in, and it's like panning around them super fast. It's just so cool, but it was one of the most expensive ones because they had to like pay for that. I could be wrong. I might just be talking out of my ass, but my point is like those movies were supposed to be love letters to like those like huge action movies.
Yeah.
And like God, Hot Fuzz was so good.
Yeah. Hot Fuzz was amazing.
It really was amazing.
It's my favorite of the trilogy.
My favorite is probably still The World's End.
Yeah.
I say this every single time, and I feel like a lot of people have this opinion. I feel like Hot Fuzz is like the best one.
Yeah.
In terms of plot, in terms of structure, in terms of like everything. Like it's just like the most sound. But I want to say my favorite is The World's End, just because of like I love the aesthetic. I love. I want to say it's one of the heaviest in like the sort of Chekhov's gun, with like setting up and paying off.
Yeah.
There's so many callbacks. I swear, I watched that movie so many times, and I always find like a little thing like, oh my god, wait, that's a reference to what they said earlier.
Yeah.
But I really am excited to see more action films, even though Furiosa kind of underperformed at the box office.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been underperforming. Like I'm pretty sure Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is still like up there. Yeah.
But that's Planet of the Apes, though. I've only seen the first one, but the first one's great.
I thought you didn't like that one. Or no, you watched
not the Mark Wahlberg one. The Mark Wahlberg one sucks so much ass.
That one was the one by Tim Burton, right?
Yeah, Tim Burton.
That's another discussion. That's another episode.
Yeah, is he a little racist? I don't know.
I have no. Well, let's not throw that around. But that's another discussion. But yeah, the Planet of the Apes movies, I feel like are just they go back. Well, almost not true, but they have more films. There's more notoriety for them.
Yeah.
As opposed to something like the Mad Max movies, which there are 5 now. But they've always been like cult classics, and it's just a shame that it didn't make as much as it did as like Fury Road. And I want to say I just couldn't tell you. I don't know if maybe just people weren't that interested, but it was a fantastic film.
I feel like it's a trend with Mad Max stuff. Like it won't do great at the beginning, and it will take a while. But like just like the Mad Max video game, like the game is great.
Yeah.
But no one will care about it till later on. That's like most Mad Max stuff to me.
Yeah.
Except for Fury Road, everyone loves Fury Road. I think.
Everyone. I mean, I would consider it. It came out 2015. I would say it's one of like if not the best action film from like the 2010s.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Really
from 2010 to 2019. It was just so fantastic.
Yeah.
So sound. And you watched it recently, right?
I watched it literally yesterday, like in one sitting.
Yeah.
Like right when I woke up, I'll be like, "You told me to watch them," so I was like, I'll give it a shot. I've never seen anything Mad Max. I
Yeah.
only played like the game. Never beat it though.
Yeah.
And I just got hooked the second I started watching.
Yeah, George Miller. He basically like the idea for it was like, what if I just made one long chase scene,
Yeah.
which is
Literally.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's very different from Furiosa, but like, that's just the style of Mad Max.
Yeah.
After the first movie, which was about him, it basically becomes him being like a wandering hero, almost like a western.
Yeah.
Where he just like goes around. It's the stories are always about the people he's around.
The people of the wasteland.
He's just
Yeah.
He's just like wandering around until his next thing happens, or until he like runs out of fuel. He needs gasoline or food or something. But George Miller is just a fantastic taste in creating action sequences that really grip you.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like overly praise him, obviously, because I do think that he has some flaws. I think he's just like.
But I was doing tricks on it. But
I think he's an okay storyteller. I think there are times where I just think like this is fine in terms of a plot. Like specifically, I want to say the third one. The third one is like, I want to say people are a little more critical about that one, even though it probably has the most personality. Like in terms of like the going from like Mad Max 2 to Mad Max 3. Mad Max 2 has like some really like people have, it's obviously apocalyptic by now. People are wearing like their own gear, and it's like like that sort of genre which he invented. Don't mean to glaze, but through Mad Max 3, everything is like super like apocalyptic. It's exactly what you would expect, like makeshift buildings and but there's like an actual community now. It's not just like everything has gone to shit.
Yeah.
Everything has gone to shit, and the people who stayed decided to make things, and that's obviously apparent in Fury Road as well. And speaking of the game, I'm currently playing it right now.
Yeah.
It's such a fun time.
It's a fun time.
I wouldn't say it's like
Great story-wise.
Great story-wise. Like it's very Mad Max of it. He's just a wandering hero. Or like I can't say it's like anything special or anything too special in like the gameplay department, but it's just such a great time. I think it's really underrated. Some of the gameplay loops are a little repetitive. Yeah, like there's sort of like a Breath of the Wild-esque thing where you're like you just wander around and you find little things to do, like places to explore for loot, and then that can get a little bit repetitive. But as far as like it's a little bit like Arkham-esque in terms of like the fighting combat, the hand-to-hand combat at least. But it's also very I can't really think of a game to describe the actual car combat.
The car combat reminds me of
Burnout 2 for the PS2.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. I didn't actually play Days Gone, actually.
I hated it the first time I played it on PlayStation. Then I got it on PC because it was like $3, whatever.
Yeah.
I put like 50 hours into it.
Damn.
It's way better on PC. Like I don't know what was wrong with it when it came out, but I understand why people didn't like it.
Okay.
But I love it. It's like a personal like bad game that's great that I love.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I bashed it without ever playing it because it's like, oh, it's the bad game that people bash.
Yeah,
I want to say I've done that before.
But now it's pretty good now.
Okay.
It's still a buggy mess. It's still like zombies will like T-pose every so often.
Yeah.
But it's still great.
Yeah.
I love it personally. But,
There's back to the action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I do want to talk about Marvel a little more because I kind of only touched on Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they do have a place, and I don't think it's right for people to be like, oh, I'm so Marveled out.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Like I don't think it's. I understand the. Whoa. Excuse me.
Damn.
I don't. I don't. I don't want to discredit people's complaints about them.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, you need to watch all of them. I think there are a good amount of like Marvel films or shows that you can just watch.
Yeah.
And that I have just watched and I didn't really like need to know or I didn't fully know. I want to say I'm pretty good on like knowing enough about the like comics and whatnot. But that's just like a me personally thing. I've always been pretty big on comic books and comic book characters, or at least from like Marvel and DC.
I just recently got into like comic books and stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
I started collecting Invincible and all that, but the closest thing I had comic books when I was younger was the books you got from Skechers when you bought the shoes and shit.
Yeah.
But
I want to say I was first exposed to comics through like YouTube videos of like I just want to learn about this character because I see him on TV. Like I want to say I was like really big on like Spider-Man and Batman like most people. But then just learning about all of, like the side characters, learning about all their backstories, what makes them so interesting, what makes them like why weren't they received so well. And then I would always just like go on YouTube or Wikipedia or what have you to just sort of like look at it because I was always just so intrigued. And it was that was another thing. It was less about like the action aspect of comic books and more so about the character moments. And I think that sort of like shaped how I like to tell stories or I like to enjoy stories.
I think Marvel is really good at character moments, especially like with Endgame and like I don't know. I haven't seen any like most of the recent movies. I haven't seen like the last Marvel movie I watched was Doctor Strange. The
Multiverse of Madness one?
Yeah,
or the first one. Okay.
And I really like the character moments in that movie.
Yeah.
Even though people kind of, poop on it.
Yeah.
But Sam Raimi's great. I love everything he does. Evil Dead, all that shit.
Did you like Oz the Great and Powerful?
Who?
James Franco, Oz the Great and Powerful. Did you see that?
I'm not seeing that.
No. No one has seen that. I'm pretty sure I saw that in theaters. It might be a fever dream, but it's basically about James Franco, the actual James Franco, the actor. He goes to the land of Oz, and then he like gaslights the witches, and then becomes Oz.
That sounds like the movie for toxic men.
I know, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
It's been so long that I've seen it, but I just remember he like kind of manipulated. What's her name? Mila Kunis was in it. She played the bad witch, and then she turned bad.
I feel like people would know about this movie, but I don't know.
But they
anything.
don't because it didn't do well. I'm pretty sure it came out in like 2013 or something, 2012.
That's insane.
That. Yeah, no one talks about it though. But Sam Raimi directed it.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I don't want to be wrong right now. Let me look this up.
We don't have a Jamie.
Hang on, we don't have a Jamie, not yet. Don't reference. I'm not even gonna say the podcast, but like we shouldn't be doing that.
Bo Rogan.
Dude, you didn't even change the last name. Yes, Sam Raimi. Oz the Great and Powerful. Zach Buff was in it. Joey King was in it.
I have never...
These are like big names now.
Have you seen the poster?
Bruce Campbell.
Disney Plus?
Yeah, it was a it was a Disney property. Oz the Great and Powerful.
I have never heard of that.
That's the real James Franco. He plays himself.
That's James Franco?
Yeah, he plays himself.
Is this like when they were like in their Maleficent era where they're like making villains bad or something? Or villains good, I mean?
Villains good. Maybe? I don't know. I actually really don't know enough about the Wizard of Oz movies enough. Or like I haven't even seen Wicked, which I want to.
Yeah, there's a Wicked movie coming out soon.
Yeah, is it going to be a two-parter?
Don't know. Is the play a two-parter?
No, it's just one.
Oh, is it just long?
Yeah. Anyway.
Back to the save action movies.
Yeah.
I think something affecting it greatly right now is video games. There's like 3
That's
video game
true.
movies coming out right now.
That's very true.
What's Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima.
God of War.
God of War. I'm pretty sure that's still, like they're still like trying to work things out and like castings and whatnot. But like it is happening. I'm pretty sure.
I think so. What is the third one? I don't remember the third one. But I think this will like greatly affect how many video game movies we see in general.
That's true. I mean, we've already seen so many,
Yeah.
and they're finally like
Getting good.
stepping it up. Yeah.
Sonic. What's a recent video game movie that I actually liked?
Recent video game movie that I like. I mean, I liked the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty alright.
Pretty fun time for kids.
Yeah. I haven't seen, or I mean, it's not just movies, it's TV shows as well. The Fallout game
Oh yeah, Fallout.
movie, or show rather,
Yeah.
just came out, and it glowing reviews.
Pretty good. I
Ella
like it.
Purnell.
Yeah.
What's his name? Starts with a G. Doesn't start with a G. Walton Goggins.
Oh yeah.
I love that actor.
Yeah, he's great.
He's always been really...
He's really solid. I never knew who he was, but I always recognized him.
Everyone has always seen him, but no one actually like
Knows him.
knows his name, and I'm so glad that he has this role. I'm sure there's another role. Oh, he was in The Hateful Eight as well.
Never seen that.
I feel like for me that really put him on the map, on like the radar of like, oh, an actor that I like keep up with.
Not
But
that
like,
many actors I keep up with. Yeah, I don't really keep up with any actors, but because I don't keep names very well.
okay,
For actors especially.
I'm pretty good on names.
Like I just blank on them.
Pretty decent on names. I like, ask me an actor's name.
Ask you an actor's name.
Yeah, ask me for an actor or actress's name.
Okay, who is the main character in Kill Bill?
Uh,
What's the actor's name?
Uma Thurman.
Didn't even know that. I don't even know.
You didn't know that?
No, I never seen Kill Bill.
Beatrix Kiddo.
Okay.
What? You haven't seen Kill Bill?
Nope.
That's an action movie that I could talk about for hours, genuinely.
I really like Django Unchained.
Django Unchained is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah,
And
it's a black hero of the West, and I think he did a fantastic job at just like making him. And Christoph Waltz is probably just one of my favorite actors, genuinely. And he's just like, he's fantastic. He's multilingual. Like every single performance he does is just like masterful. I love him really, like, a lot. But what was I just talking about? Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yeah. Tell me what makes it so great.
What makes it so great? First of all, like most Quentin Tarantino movies as well, similar to what I was just talking about, Edgar Wright, he likes to sort of like pay homage to the movies that he grew up watching. And this one, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I could, again, blowing smoke up my ass, blowing smoke up the saying.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to make that movie the kind of movie that the characters in his movies would watch. Because it's very, very campy. Like with the, obviously it's all around his movies, but like exaggerated, like
exaggerated blood and all
like
that
sound
stuff.
effects, the blood. He used a lot of practical blood. There's not he really doesn't like CGI. He likes to stick with practical effects, and that's very obvious with Kill Bill. I have no idea how many gallons of blood that they used in that movie.
Probably so much.
There's a specific scene where what's her name? Lucy Liu's character. I couldn't tell you right now, but she chops off like a businessman. I want to say Yakuza, like Yakuza type guy.
Yeah.
He chops his head off and just like squirts blood from the neck like infinitely straight to the ceiling, like everywhere.
That's what I want the Ghost of Tsushima movie to be so bad, like just blood squirting, and then like I want it to be like not like moving like you were doing earlier.
Yeah.
I just want it to be like blood a bunch.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be
like old.
I'm saying this a lot.
Movies.
Yeah, old samurai movies.
Yeah.
I was just trying not to say homage again because I want to say it's like the fourth fucking time.
Yeah.
But it was really just so cool to see everything. It also has like a little anime sequence.
It does?
Yeah, it does, and I feel like you'd like it a lot. This guy watches anime sometimes.
Sometimes.
Judo
JJK.
Kido, whatever the fuck it was called.
JJK.
Judo Kido, like I
Sorry,
said.
fight.
That's probably offensive. I should probably
That
not
probably
say
was
that.
offensive.
Excuse me.
Very.
I apologize. Don't say very. Anyway, they were Quentin Tarantino. It's a revenge film first and foremost, because Beatrix Kiddo, the bride, was killed on her wedding day, or supposedly killed, and she had a child as well, but it was basically stolen from her by Bill, the titular character.
And they're killing Bill.
Yeah, that's the whole plot, kill Bill. But it's not just killing Bill, it's killing the whole gang that she used to be a part of with Bill. And it's just, it's filled with personality, like all of, I'm going to call him QT because I don't want to say his full name.
Nope.
Like all of his films are. It's got everything, really. Well, not everything. I'm just saying that because
You like it?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It like always, he's been a master of dialogue. Or I mean, a lot of people say he is, and I think he is as well. Of just like writing both characters and just like scripts, overall scripts, overarching scripts.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But let me go back to Edgar Wright real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah.
My favorite Edgar Wright movie, or not my favorite, but like second best, you know, behind Hot Fuzz, in front of everything else, is Baby Driver.
Baby Driver's
Even though I
fantastic.
don't like the actor, the main character.
Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, isn't he?
I've heard interesting things about him. I'm not going to throw anything out there,
Not
obviously,
gonna
but
don't like him
I
that
don't
much.
know about him as a person.
But you know, I love the music. The soundtrack is so great,
Soundtrack is fantastic.
and the you know, action with the cars. I like car action. I don't know why, but you know, just the drifting and the fighting of cars. It's great, and it suddenly turns into like an on foot chase, and then they get back in the cars. I think it's amazing. A great little action movie if you want to watch.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know if I would say it's one of my favorites. No, I would say it's one of my favorites. I think I would put it in the top 3 Edgar Wright movies.
Yeah.
And I know some people are going to be upset that Scott Pilgrim is.
I forgot Scott Pilgrim is in it. I forgot about it.
Yeah, that was Edgar Wright.
Yeah, I forgot it.
It's still one of
It's pretty good.
It's one of the only movies that looks like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like no one has replicated it.
Like replicated it as well. There was a movie that came out with Bill Skarsgård. It was called like Boy Kills World. I don't want to say it was trying to go for that vibe.
That new one, yeah. I wanted to watch that.
I wanted to watch it, but
it was in theaters for only 2 weeks.
It was barely there.
Yeah.
We work at a movie theater, by the way,
We do.
so we know all the ins and
We know
outs,
stuff.
all the movies that are coming out.
I know things sometimes.
I know all the. Ask me any movie, any Hindi movie right now.
I don't know any.
Me neither, actually. I couldn't tell you. I don't pay enough attention to
Monkey
those.
Man.
Monkey Man. That's
Monkey
not
Man.
Hindi.
But same thing. No, not the same thing. Cut that out.
No, but Monkey Man recently came out. That's another action movie.
That's a
we're
really
talking.
good action movie.
I wouldn't say it's anything super special in regards to the
genre.
uniqueness of the
Yeah.
story. It's like we've seen it before.
It's like an
lots.
Americanized.
It's The Matrix. It's Kill Bill. It's a revenge story.
It's a bunch of other movies, Bollywood, that our friend Araf told us about.
Yeah,
And,
I'd love to have him on the show soon.
It'd be great.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's well edited. It's Dev Patel's
Child.
what?
Brainchild.
Oh yeah, it's his brainchild. He wrote, produced. Wait, did he write?
I don't know.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But he directed, starred in, produced in it. It's his directorial debut.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
He smacked.
I couldn't tell you how it did at box office. I'm sure it did make a profit.
Yeah.
But it was just so good. The whole lot of it.
It was one of those movies that on a shoestring budget, right? Like it didn't have much to its name, basically.
I can't say for sure, but I
know there's,
wouldn't doubt it.
A bunch of problems. Like Netflix bought it, but then they didn't put it out because they didn't like it, and then Jordan
I can
Peele bought
see it being a Netflix original, yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Peele bought it, released it. Great.
Yeah, it was released under the Monkey Paw production company.
Yeah.
Which is his production company that he makes all of his movies under.
What do you consider Nope action movie?
Oh, would I? I think it's too much of just a horror.
I didn't find that as scary as other movies.
I would say, well, I want to say it's more so something like Jaws in that sense.
Let me tell you right now, I'm a pussy. I
yeah.
don't like scary movies.
He does not like scary movies.
But Nope was something I could actually watch and not be super scared. Like, unless the first part with the monkey, I got scared.
Oh, with yeah,
I was really scared from that.
Gordy.
I still watched it though.
Yeah, Gordy. The Gordy section of the movie was fantastic. I think it's really great. It's also just supposed to be analog for the UFO. I don't want to give too much away from that movie because I do think it's good to watch, spoiler free.
Yeah.
Steven Yeun.
Yeah.
Or Yeun.
Invincible, the man.
The man.
He's the guy who flies and he is cool. He's action. That's action.
It's an action series for sure.
I feel like more action series are coming out now, which is kind of weirder than action movies. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
Like of recent, like there was that one. Dude, there was a Twisted Metal movie show.
There was.
And
I only know. What's his name? The actor for Falcon.
I never watched it because it's on Peacock. I don't have Peacock.
I don't have Peacock either.
No one. I don't know anybody with Peacock. You know what I'm saying?
I also know Will Arnett plays Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It looks really good. Like it got high praise. I'm pretty sure.
It looks like it has a lot of personality. I remember watching the trailers and I thought this doesn't look anything like the game per se, but at the same time, I don't think it should.
Yeah, the
I
game,
feel like it'd be really hard to make a Twisted Metal show that's very
like in the cars. Like doesn't really. It has to be like a Mad Max Fury Road like chase the whole like 12
kind
episodes,
of.
It,
Especially because it's supposed to be. It's also just like a kind of dumb premise as a game. It took
is
off
dumb.
because it was one of those new games that was super violent.
Yeah, like was it a launch title? I don't remember.
I want to say it was one of the launch titles for the PlayStation, the original PlayStation.
Yeah, but it took off just because it was fun to play with friends. You know. That's
Yeah.
like the main reason.
Yeah. I know the when it got like soft rebooted for the PS2, it was like huge.
Yeah.
But
And I really enjoyed the Twisted Metal, like just like the cinematics they have in that game too, like the live action ones.
yeah.
But man, ask me how to name. Yeah, I'm gonna say this again.
Yeah.
We've been saying ask me how to say something in a lot,
That's true.
but like ask me an ending for a character. Couldn't name one.
No.
Don't know anything.
I only know Sweet Tooth and the guy that's like he's like in the middle of two wheels.
Oh yeah,
That guy.
isn't his name like Big Wheel or something? I don't
It's
know.
Big Wheel's a Spider-Man villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was in the Spider-Man 2, the video game, not the movie. But he wasn't in it, but he was referenced.
Yeah.
The pier, the carnival pier.
Yeah.
It's the big Ferris wheel is called Big Wheel.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. They just had the Spider-Man Monday thing.
Yeah, there was
Every Monday was hell. If you watch Spider-Man on a Monday in the last month, you're on my shit list.
I didn't mind it too much. I liked talking about Spider-Man to the. Usually, I work the box office.
Yeah.
And people coming in to buy the Spider-Man tickets, I like telling them like, yeah, I love these movies.
Usually now I work in the studio, which is like a restaurant thing, and some people be ordering food, some people are really mean, really meanies. You know what I'm saying? And they fucking yell.
I can't believe I didn't actually touch on the Spider-Man movies while we were talking about Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Because like I think they're fantastic.
I think the first three are pretty good.
I think they're fantastic. I know the third one gets a lot of shit, but and it obviously is nostalgia talking as well because I did watch it when I was super young and I had the game. But I like still looking back on it and like watching it, having watched it recently, I still think it holds up.
It holds up.
Obviously, the huge elephant in the room problems stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if you look past that, it's really easy to just enjoy the movie and like it. And I think that goes for like most Sam Raimi films, where he just like has a way of making you like it.
Yeah.
Like his characters, like his cinematography, like his editing stuff.
Even like Evil Dead, like Ash is such an asshole. He should not be like a guy you're rooting for, but it's great because he is someone you can root for.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I still need to watch that show. I actually haven't.
You haven't seen? Oh, Ash vs.
the Evil Dead. I've only ever seen the main movies, but yes, he is an asshole in Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
And little fact: Army of Darkness, which is the third Evil Dead movie, was supposed to be called Medieval Dead.
Medieval Dead.
Yeah. It was supposed to be called Medieval Dead. I couldn't tell you why.
I don't know.
I forgot that part of the fun fact, so it's more of just like a.
Because it's in medieval times.
More like a kiddie ride fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why they couldn't call it that. There was some sort of dispute with that, but they couldn't call it Medieval Dead.
Yeah. My only problem with the Ash vs. Evil Dead show, obviously ended on a cliffhanger.
I forgot about that.
And the actors, they're not that amazing, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're fresh actors, like new people trying to act, but they're really good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's like pretty campy,
Yeah.
Who doesn't enjoy a little campy time?
Love campiness.
Yeah.
I mean, I would describe QT as a campy director.
He's pretty campy. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, super campy.
Very campy. Yeah. But I love it because he sticks with it and he knows what he's like. He knows it, and I think that's one of the biggest things that makes not only like an action movie but a movie is like no insecurity.
Yeah.
That's why people like Michael Bay, because like he's not like a pussy about.
Maybe
like
QT...
I'm gonna make a bunch of like explosions, but I'm like, I'm gonna have like a few character moments. Like no, he knows what he wants to do.
Bad Boys 1. Will Smith does not grow an inch.
No, he does not.
His character does not change at all. He's an asshole throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I was saying QT maybe needs some little bit of insecurity. There shouldn't be that many feet I'm gonna bring it up. Not that much feet should be on screen sometimes.
He should have some shame about it.
They dirty, bro. That's nasty. But you know what? He likes what he likes. I guess.
So you're just to save yourself in case you were kink shaming.
Yeah. No kink shaming.
No kink shaming. But cool.
He likes what he likes. You chill out. Not my kink.
Okay.
Hashtag not my kink. Okay.
Okay.
But they would be better if there was no feet. I'm just saying. Can we keep the clean version where there's no feet?
I'm sure someone edited a version of the film
probably
with no feet.
Yeah.
But then again, I want to say like there are scenes where it's only
where
it's dialogue and a giant grippy
on the car grippy
giant grippy souls on screen while the dialogue is happening.
I don't know what you mean by grippy, but okay.
You know what I mean.
Nope.
The wrinkly souls.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about this.
Good grip. And dirty, just dirt. Like, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so.
But I don't know, I just don't like the feet. Pause.
But
people like that stuff. But it's fine.
It's fine if you do.
Not me, though.
Not me either.
Yeah. But it's a pretty good action movie. Pretty good campy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a quick campy little movie? What do you consider Friday the 13th horror? Or, not horror. Action.
Action?
Yeah.
I don't think I would. It's slasher.
Yeah,
it's a slasher thriller. I want to say there are lots of horror movies that, like, if they were, like, directed by a different person, like, they would become action movies very quickly.
I think the closest one they had to action is Jason X. Or,
Jason X. That's more of a comedy, dude.
Yeah, but they still, like, do shit.
Wait, do you watch that one? That's the one where he's, like, in space, right?
I've seen all of them, yeah.
Oh, you've seen all of them?
Yeah, because they're not
I don't think I've seen all of them.
But
Jason X, that's the one where it's like
he
goes into like a holodeck and
yeah.
And then like two girls are like hey Jason,
hey,
wanna smoke some pot or like drink some beer?
And then he puts him in the sleeping bag and he does like the whole kill, yeah. Dude, it's so dumb, but it's pretty great. I enjoy them because they're dumb, because they're bad. A guilty pleasure, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, my favorite one, which people hate, is Jason Takes Manhattan. Which is kind of the most action. That one. But it's so dumb, and I love it.
That movie introduced me to, I want to say that was that movie. It introduced me to ballad songs, Butterfly Knives.
Butterfly Knives.
Where basically he's just walking past a gang or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then
he knocks over
the
a stereo or a bike or something, and then he's like, "Hey," and he like does a little ballad song trick. I really like ballad songs, by the way.
Yeah. But
it's a nice.
I don't know. There's like a couple horror movies I would consider action, but not typical action.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's kind of dumb, but Killer Clowns from Outer Space has...
That's the definition of campy.
Yeah, that is the campy fucking movie.
Like, it was made to be campy.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, knock my block off? I love that.
I love that phrase. That's such a good phrase. Holy crap.
Yeah. But, I only like... Before I watch a horror movie, I have to be sure I can watch it and not be, like, nightmares for a little bit.
Be scared.
Yeah.
Do you think you can, like, ease your way fully into it, do you think? Or
into a horror movie?
Are you going to be, like, stuck at, like...
Forever. I will never watch Terrifier.
Really?
I'll never watch Terrifier 1, 2, and especially not 3.
Oh, yeah, the Christmas special?
People are already throwing up and leaving the theater, like, the test watches or whatever.
Really?
It gets fucked.
I've seen I want to say I've seen, like, bits and pieces of the first one.
Did I tell you how I kicked my sister out of Terrifier 2?
You did? She tried watching it?
She tried to sneak in.
Ooh.
Our manager, skinny white man.
Okay.
Not Christian, but...
Let's not say names.
They're, crow poop.
Okay.
He was standing right there, and he watched my sister walk in, and I just had to be like, get out. And if she walked in, my mom would have beat my ass.
That's not the movie for... How old is she?
At the time... When did Terrifier 2 come, like, a year ago, right?
No, it's been like 2 years, I think so.
12.
Not the movie for a 12-year-old.
Not the movie.
Not the movie for,
like... she was born in summer.
Not the movie for, like, a 16-year-old, I feel like.
Not even. It's bad.
It gets real bad. It gets gratuitous, even.
Yeah.
But, like, that's the whole point of the... Like, it's gore.
Yeah.
Can you say that? We'll edit it out.
I don't even say...
Why would you say it again? Excuse me.
For you to learn how to edit stuff. Okay. But, yeah, like... Those movies I'll never watch in my whole life. Mm-hmm. Like, even like Late Night with the Devil, I am kind of scared of, but also really? I know the premise. I think I could ease myself into it.
One thing that I'm really good at is like if I ever do get scared, I start like breaking it down in that like, oh, how did they get that to do that? Like,
Literally,
especially with practical effects.
I think about that too.
Or like, what was the actor thinking about doing?
Yeah.
About doing this. That's a really quick way to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also, horror movies sometimes make me mad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I could survive this right now if I was in it. That's like my ego talking though. That's 100% ego. Like, I could survive Nope right now. Just walk away. Just go home. Like, I don't know.
Okay, I'd love to talk about horror more, but I also want to save that.
Yeah, let's save that.
Okay. But
we're talking about action movies.
I can't say I'm a huge watcher of like foreign like action films or anything like that. Besides like the older like
Hong Kong stuff.
Hong Kong films.
Yeah, me too. It's not really like anything like a problem with like. It's more like availability.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know where you would watch foreign action movies. Like obviously, I'm watching this one action series called Bloodhounds right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only on like episode 2, but it's like a Korean series, right? And it's
Okay.
like about boxing and like fighting the mafia or whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, but like that's the only thing I have of like a foreign action series. You know what I'm saying? And there's that one. Is it Bollywood where it's like the Avengers? Like there's a bear man.
They kind of made their own like kind of MCU Bollywood.
Yeah, and it's like a bear man. He turned into a bear or something, and then he has like
watch this.
And then he like there's like a beast. What's that one X-Men where he teleports?
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. I think there's like a Nightcrawler-esque character, where instead of like just teleporting, he throws a sword and he teleports, whatever.
That's cool.
And then
I mean, does it look good? Have you seen anything?
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
It looks.
I do want to get more into Bollywood just because it
Yeah.
surrounds me at work so much.
It does. It's literally around us all day.
Yeah.
They're mean.
A lot of people don't realize how many
Foreign films.
foreign films that we like that a lot of movie theaters play. It's not just like
Yeah, it's not just
in like heavily like foreign populated areas. Like it really is everywhere, and it's worth the shot.
I'm surprised how we are like the number one producer of films. Like I guess American film. Like we produce so much. I feel like they produce more sometimes.
I know, yeah.
It feels like they make so much that it just gets pumped out every time. Like even if like Avengers Endgame was playing again today, there'd still be Bollywood movies playing at the same time.
There would be, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be insane. But like Endgame was like so bad. Like the way they just like old coworkers describe it, it's like it looped around the whole building. It like people were like quitting on the spot because it sucked so bad.
We
like,
work at a location where there's really only one main concession stand, and there
used to be more.
There used to be more. There are 2 other concession stands that have been out of commission since Endgame. I'm pretty sure,
yeah,
right?
since Endgame.
Since.
We can't say it right.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah.
Why do you say that? Why do you say it? We can't say this thing we can't say, right?
Yeah, I'll make you edit it out.
Whatever.
You're learning.
I am learning. Anyway, since the great silencing
The great big thing that happened a couple years ago that everyone remembers.
of the year 2019 plus 1.
Dude, people are gonna be like, "Do you remember you survived through such a bad thing?" Like young people remember, like, "Yeah, man, that sucks so bad." My fat's playing Fortnite all fucking day.
But anyway, those 2 concession stands are in the wings of where the theaters are, where you'd walk to your theater.
Yeah.
And they're never used. They're hardly ever used. I'm pretty sure I've been told by a manager that like they've only been open for like Frozen 2 and Endgame and like some other movie that was really, really huge that I can't think of right now. But like, yeah, it got packed. And the fact that we have to use those despite never ever using them. Even for like movies that are like huge and you would expect, but like no.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had to open those up was pretty crazy.
Yeah. It is like a it's like a worrying thing. Like Inside Out 2 is coming out soon, right? And we're not even opening those up. Even though it's gonna be huge this weekend.
It's gonna be pretty big. Yeah.
And we're not opening those up. Oh, speaking of action, we should get back on topic.
Yes, we should.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine is coming out.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna kick our ass.
That's gonna kick our ass. That's gonna kill us.
It's the trailers look pretty good. I've never been a huge Deadpool. Well, when I was younger, I want to say when I was like a edgy like 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I really liked Deadpool. I liked the game. I liked the comics.
Because he cusses and has women and stuff.
Because he cusses and he has boobies.
Yeah, boobies. And
he has boobie girls and
they be like Lucky and Domino and shit.
He shoots guns.
Yeah.
And I thought he was cool. And I do still like the character to an extent, but To this day, I hold the very controversial opinion of not really liking the first Deadpool and only just kind of liking the second Deadpool. This third one looks like it would be pretty good.
It looks like it'll be good.
Like Hugh Jackman returning is a pretty big thing. When I first heard that, I really thought it was fake. I really did think it was fake.
To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of the X-Men. Like, I was a big fan of Deadpool. Not a big fan, a fan of Deadpool, because I was also the edgy teen.
Yeah.
Boobies and stuff. And, like thinking he was super rad and didn't really care about Wolverine until I saw Logan literally this year.
Oh,
and
really?
It's, like, the coolest thing. Like, I love, like, the Wolverine
It's
and, like,
fantastic.
the X-Men now.
Yeah.
X-Men 97, I haven't seen it all, but...
I've seen a few episodes. My buddy, I'm going to shout him out now, Buddy Hendricks.
Met him once, I think.
Maybe, I don't know. No, you're thinking of someone else.
Okay.
But he put me onto that, and it's like, God, it's really great.
Yeah.
It really captures that sort of like essence of like old cartoons.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I haven't finished it yet, but
me too.
I'm really looking forward to.
I've seen the first episode and it's super rad.
It's awesome.
Yeah, like I definitely want to watch more. But yeah, Logan like really put me onto like the X-Men, and Cyclops. He's kind of becoming my favorite character because he's like sick as fuck and like he's a leader.
He's always been sick. I feel like not enough people. Yeah. I want to say unfortunately, a lot of the detriment to the X-Men came from the movies from Fox.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because there are good portions of the movies.
And I feel like they always get overshadowed by Quicksilver.
Yeah, that's
all the
true.
time.
A lot of people like, and I mean, Quicksilver's awesome. He's a good character.
Yeah.
Like I like him a lot, but it is just kind of a shame that he does overshadow quite a bit of. Because there's some really cool X-Men that don't get enough screen time.
Literally.
Iceman,
Storm.
Cyclops, Storm.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because it's Storm.
Storm is cool.
Who else? Nightcrawler. We mentioned earlier.
Nightcrawler, sick.
Love Nightcrawler.
Yeah. I forgot her name. His name Gambit.
Gambit. Was he in the film? I haven't seen that many of the films. But was he in any of them?
I think he was in one.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah, but like Gambit has the same effect like that one character from Kingdom Hearts does, where like they just throw cards and like I feel like it's just the same like I don't know. It's like Gambit is like always a second side thought.
He's able to transfer energy to objects, and he mainly uses his playing cards to do that.
Yeah, I feel like he's always like the second thought in like most things.
I love his character.
Kind of sad because he's like he's rad, he's cool.
He's a really cool character.
He wears trench coat and stuff.
And he's like a New Orleans type guy, French speaking guy.
He's just rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Marvel should do more of their other IPs also.
Yeah.
Like
there's so much potential for like action, like really really heavy action in Marvel movies because sometimes a lot of people like group together like a superhero genre as like a genre.
Yeah.
When really I want to say like those are action movies.
Yeah. Like Batman, the newest one.
Newest Batman movie. Fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah, I wouldn't like classify that with like Marvel movies. Like the.
It's very
like its own thing.
It's very different, and I like that DC is sort of taking that path of like letting like specific films be their own things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should end it off here. We've been talking for a while.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching the first episode.
Yeah.
Tune in more if you like anything that we've been talking about. Anything you want to leave off with?
Just more to come.
More to come.
Yeah.
Like it. All right. Thanks for tuning in.